It's Republicans in the spotlight for the next week in Delaware, so we've asked John Sigler, head of the Delaware GOP, to join us as first person this week. Welcome, John. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me on.
And I guess the spotlight's shining a lot brighter before Rick Santorum announced that he was not going to be in the running. It kind of took a little bit of the drama out of the primary next week. How do you see that affecting voter turnout and results?
Well, it may actually be adding some drama to the equation, if you will, because now it becomes pretty much a two-person race. Although Ron Paul is on the ticket and he has a following, especially in the central part and southern parts of the state. Well, and I see some indications of that up here. But having said that, now it remains to be seen whether the Santorum supporters become Gingrich supporters or Romney supporters, and that, of course, will add some drama. It also will add drama in the sense that we'll see just how energized both the Romney campaign and the Gingrich campaigns will be with the national press taking the position and many national leaders within the party taking the position that Romney is the presumptive candidate, therefore the race is all over, it's time to coalesce behind one. I can tell you that here in Delaware the Gingrich campaign has been working diligently. They are coming back to Delaware this afternoon. They'll be up here in Newcastle County. They'll spend quite a bit of time Friday and Saturday in Kent and Sussex, as well as doing some things up here in Newcastle County. I understand that they'll be back over the weekend, and there is even a possibility they may spend election night here in Delaware. So the Gingrich campaign is taking a real shot at trying to win Delaware. We've said all along that if you want to win here, you have to be here. The Romney campaign has made a decision not to be here, except for one appearance that, quite frankly, walked all over our gubernatorial and lieutenant governor announcements, and that may have an impact as well upon the voters of the state of Delaware.
Is there any kind of back and forth? Can you give us a little bit of the sort of the inside on how that happens? How a national campaign comes to Delaware on the day that the Republican governor and lieutenant governor candidates are doing their three-county tour, and how does that conversation go? Do they call you and say, "Hey, we're coming to town. We're going to kill your announcement in Newcastle County"?
Essentially, the conversation, to the extent that there was a conversation, is we're coming to town. We're the big show, and we're going to do what we want to do. Obviously, that was not taken well by many in the party, especially many who are grassroots supporters of those two candidates who are making their statewide announcements. I think the candidates themselves understood what was going on. I think the candidates themselves made the best of the situation. Having said that, I can tell you that I received numerous emails from rank-and-file Republicans wondering how this could happen, and the answer is it happens when you have a national candidate who has the type of time frame in which they have to operate. I think you may have seen my comment in the paper that someone didn't plan very well, that someone wasn't the Delaware GOP, that someone was someone inside the Romney campaign.
You think it's just a lack of really understanding or even knowledge that was going on on the same day?
There was plenty of knowledge that it was going on the same day.
Okay, and in the Romney campaign's defense, I guess Mr. Craig did get a chance to address the crowd that was at the rally.
That is correct, and passed on the chance to attend Mr. Craig's rally, although it was not that much of an imposition for the candidate to have gone over and supported our candidate. Quite a disappointment in many respects.
Do you think that'll have an impact going forward? Does it take some of the air out of the sails for the Republican ticket for governor?
Oh, I don't believe that at all. I believe exactly the opposite will occur.
Did Delaware make the right decision in moving the primary to April instead of trying to set up a little bit of a competition with New Hampshire for attention?
As you know, the RNC really drove that decision. The RNC set its rules, and Delaware's position was that we were going to follow those rules. We were originally between New Hampshire and South Carolina, but we're a winner-take-all state, and the RNC made a tactical decision that winner-take-all states would not be allowed to go before April 1st. We chose to go with Pennsylvania as opposed to with Maryland and D.C. On the 3rd of April.
And that seems to have gotten a lot of, at least Delaware, a lot of attention from the Gingrich campaign, and sort of has paid off a little bit in that respect.
Well, it has, and probably had the timing been slightly different, it would have gotten a whole lot more attention from the Santorum campaign and perhaps even from the Romney campaign.
We talked a little bit about the governor and lieutenant governor candidates. Give us sort of the 15-second bullet points on each of them, and then we'll get a little bit more into detail on Jeff Craig and Cher Valenzuela. Valenzuela, thank you.
Well, I think the two of them are the epitome of the type of campaign that we're running here in Delaware and for the 2012 elections, and that is that we're running a real people campaign. Both Cher and Jeff have a real story to tell. Mr. Craig and Ms. Valenzuela are business people who have put it on the line. They meet payrolls. They've created jobs. They've taken care of their families. These are not professional politicians. These are citizen politicians who have seen a need in the state to end one-party rule. They understand the corruption and the lack of trust among Delaware voters for the one-party rule system. We think that this year our real people candidates, if you will, both Jeff Craig and Cher Valenzuela, will be able to deliver a message, and that message will be about the fact that these are real business people with real families who understand the real problems in Delaware and have real answers because they've answered the same questions in their own businesses and their own lives.
One of the things Mr. Craig has talked about during his announcements was Republican solutions, to Delaware problems, and highlighted the ongoing problems at Fisker and getting that plant up and running, and now they've laid off more workers there. You think that is really an issue that's going to connect with voters in Delaware?
Well, I think the issue of the proper role of government is an issue that will connect. Government should not be in a position of, first of all, competing against the private sector. Government should not be in a position of picking winners and losers in the private sector. Government should not be in a position of choosing one over another, if you will, in the private sector, and supporting their friends, so to speak, for political purposes. The government should be paving the way for private entrepreneurs to conduct business, not making it easy for one set of entrepreneurs versus another set of entrepreneurs doing business in the state of Delaware or wherever. Government should serve all of the people, not just some of the people.
Is the Tea Party still a factor in Delaware? It seems like we haven't heard very much. I know they sort of get energized by campaign cycles, but we really haven't heard much about them recently.
Well, I believe that you'll find that the Tea Party movement is alive and well in Delaware. I think that you've seen a transition within what we generally term as the Tea Party in Delaware. Many people that were originally Tea Party members, to the extent there is such a thing as membership, were people who were not experienced in politics, and I think that the experience that they gained in the 2010 election and in the work up toward that election has made them more participative of the process, and while they are still critical of the process, I think they've learned how to use the process, how to become part of the solution to the very problems that they've identified. So I think you're going to see what we generically would call the Tea Party people being Republicans and Democrats and independents.
How do you see races shaping up as far as the state legislature goes this fall? I know many Republicans are probably not happy that Lyon Sorensen deciding not to run for re-election. How do you see House and Senate races kind of shaping up this year?
Well, I think many of the pundits have correctly identified the Republican Party's opportunities in the Senate as being better now than perhaps in the past. It has been probably since Mike Castle was in the Delaware Senate, since the Republicans control the Delaware Senate. I think that we stand a very good opportunity to end one-party rule in the Delaware Senate, so to speak. Am I going to predict that we're going to win the majority in the Delaware Senate? No, I'm not going to predict that. but I am going to predict that we should win seats that perhaps had never been held, or at least not recently held, by Republicans in the past. We've got Senator Bunning retiring. It looks like House Minority Whip Gerald Hocker is going to move over and run for that seat. He's very strong in that district. That should be a district that we should add to the Republican column. And there are several others. District 4 up here, Senate District 4 up here, which is the seat currently held by Senator Katz, our House Minority Leader. Greg Lavelle is running for that seat, and the registration numbers in that district favor Representative Lavelle. He's been a very, very effective and very good state representative, and I believe that the issues in that district favor him, his voting record, so we should win that one. So all in all, there are opportunities. Granted, it might have been easier to hold the seat currently held number-wise by Senator Sigler, with Senator Sorensen running head-to-head. In that district, that was more her district than it was his, so therefore she would have had the advantage there. We're currently speaking with several people who have expressed an interest in running that race. All those people, I believe, are fully capable of defeating Senator Sigler and adding that district to the Republican column in November.
You mentioned changes to that district. Has redistricting overall made it more of an uphill battle to win some of these races? How's that affected?
It has certainly made it an uphill battle in the House. The House, quite frankly, those House districts, to put it bluntly but very succinctly, the House Democrats did a good job of gerrymandering their districts. It's going to be very difficult for Republicans to gain many seats. We will pick up some seats, I believe, in the House. The Senate was a little more fair. The redistricting seems to have been more an intellectual process rather than a political process in the Senate, although politics plays in all of that, which raises the other issue of should we have a redistricting commission, and I'll leave that for another day. Right. Redistricting is whatever it is. It happens every 10 years. Some folks win, some folks lose, and as they say, some games get rained out, and we'll have to see what happens. We're hoping for clear weather and a sunshiny day and a lot of winners on the Republican side. And
certainly hoping to be in control the next time redistricting comes around.
That's always helpful.
All right. Take us through the process of the campaigns statewide through the next couple of months until the primary, and then how does the party's role, I guess, change heading into November?
I'm not sure that I understand your question totally. The general public believes that the party controls everything, and that's certainly not true. Individuals run their own campaigns the way they see fit. We provide logistics, if you will. I sometimes refer to it as the foundation. We provide the things that they need, that they want, assuming that the money is there. But it's still up to the individual candidates to run their campaigns, and they will do that. And they will do that based upon the issues that they see as winning issues for them. We will do our best to help coordinate to the extent coordination, first of all, is legal, and second of all, is helpful. We will provide whatever assistance that we can to all the statewide candidates on the Republican side, and certainly for that matter, all of the candidates running under the Republican banner.
And the question of party role, I guess, has been questioned by some candidates, especially in the last race. Do you expect that again? This fracturing of finger pointing from Republican candidates at the party that this is your guy or this is your candidate?
Well, as you are well aware, I have taken a position of remaining neutral. That doesn't mean I don't have an opinion. That doesn't mean that I don't believe strongly in certain things in certain areas. What it does mean is that my job is to level the playing field so that it is fair to all within the party. My job is to muster the party behind those who, through the process, become the endorsed candidates. We have a convention coming up, the 27th and 28th of this month. Out of that convention, there will be candidates who will be endorsed by the delegates, not by state party, but by the delegates. And the delegates represent their various regions and the various interests throughout the state of Delaware. It'll be the delegates who will choose who those candidates are. I have not chosen them. The executive committee hasn't chosen them. There is no favorite son or daughter, so to speak, except for the fact that the party has agreed to endorse all incumbent candidates. So all of our incumbents are already endorsed, but that's not what the convention is all about, because we don't have any incumbents that are statewide incumbents that are up this time.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you for talking politics with us. John Sigler, chairman of the Delaware Republican Party, has been our first person this week.